You spend $60,000 on a brand new heavy-duty work truck. You need it to get through rough terrain to do your job. But the off-road package you actually need, that's only available on the higher trims. So now you're looking at $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 just to get the capability your job requires. You either pay the premium, modify the truck yourself after buying it, or you just deal with getting stuck. This has been the frustration of contractors, arborists, mining crews, and forest service workers across America for years. They need serious off-road hardware. But automakers kept locking it behind luxury pricing they never asked for. Ford just heard every single one of those complaints, and the 2027 Super Duty is their answer. In this video, I'm breaking down everything Ford just revealed. And trust me, some of these changes are going to completely change how you think about buying a work truck. Before we dive in, let me explain something important for those who are new to the heavy-duty truck world. When we talk about the Ford Super Duty, we're not talking about your everyday F-150. The Super Duty lineup is a completely different beast. These are the F-250, F-350, F-450, and F-550 trucks. Heavy-duty, high-capacity, professional-grade machines designed for the people who actually need to haul, tow, and work for a living. Think of it this way. The F-150 is the truck you take to the grocery store and the campsite. The Super Duty is the truck that builds the grocery store in the first place. These are contractor vehicles, fleet vehicles, commercial workhorses, and they've been the backbone of American industries for decades. So when Ford makes changes to the Super Duty, the entire working world pays attention. Let's get into what they just revealed. The biggest headline coming out of the 2027 Super Duty announcement is the dramatic expansion of off-road capability across the entire lineup. And this is where Ford's feedback-first approach becomes really obvious. Here's the problem they were solving. For years, if you wanted serious off-road capability in a Super Duty, you had to spend a lot of money on higher trim levels. The Tremor Off-Road Package, which is Ford's flagship heavy-duty off-road setup, was locked behind premium pricing. If you were a base-level XL buyer, you were basically left out of the off-road conversation. And Ford heard about this constantly from their customers. But here's what makes this story interesting. The customers requesting off-road capability on the base trim weren't weekend warriors looking for adventure. They were workers, specifically arborists who need to access remote trees, mining crews driving across ungraded terrain to reach active sites, forest service employees navigating logging roads, utility workers getting to power lines after storms. These are people who need off-road capability not for fun, but for survival on the job. And Ford listened. For 2027, Ford is introducing the XL Off-Road 35-inch tire package. Let me explain what this means and why it's such a big deal. The previous XL Off-Road package came with 33-inch tires, a locking rear differential, and skid plates for about $995. Functional, but workers told Ford it wasn't quite enough. So for 2027, Ford redesigned the package entirely. The new 35-inch package includes factory 35-inch off-road tires, a suspension lift kit for increased ground clearance, a limited slip front differential, an electronic locking rear differential, upgraded high-performance shock absorbers, trail control, which is essentially low-speed cruise control for off-road situations, trail turn assist, which tightens the turning radius at low speeds by braking the inside rear wheel, rock crawl mode for extremely technical terrain, and full skid plates protecting the transfer case and fuel tank. And here's the detail that makes this truly special. The exterior is completely clean, no Tremor decals, no off-road branding. Just a plain-looking work truck that happens to be off-road hardware of a serious trail machine underneath. Why does that matter? Because fleet buyers need their trucks to blend in. A construction company doesn't want their vehicles covered in off-road graphics, they just need the capability. Ford understood this completely. The result is a working-class off-road truck that looks like it belongs on a job site, while performing like it belongs on a mountain trail. This has never been available at the XL trim level before. It's a genuine game-changer for industries that depend on getting into difficult terrain. But the off-road story doesn't stop there. The Tremor Off-Road Package, which is Ford's more premium off-road offering, also got a significant expansion for 2027. Since its debut in 2020, the Tremor has been one of the most capable factory heavy-duty off-road packages on the market. 35-inch Goodyear Wrangler Duratrac tires, factory suspension lift, electronic locking rear differential, limited slip front differential, skid plates, trail control, trail turn assist, and rock crawl mode. It's a serious package, but it had two major limitations. First, you couldn't get it on the base XL trim. Second, you couldn't get it with a crew cab and an 8-foot bed. For 2027, both of those limitations are gone. Tremor is now available on the XL trim when paired with the STX Appearance Package, creating the most affordable entry point into Tremor capability ever. And for the first time in the package's history, you can now order a Tremor-equipped crew cab with the full 8-foot-long bed. Why does the long bed matter so much? Because real work trucks need real bed space. Contractors carrying lumber, landscapers hauling equipment, ranchers transporting feed, they need that 8-foot bed. But they also need to go places that paved roads don't reach. For years, they had to choose between the long bed and the off-road package. Now they don't have to. And Ford made it even more practical by allowing this crew cab long bed Tremor configuration to be ordered with a 48-gallon fuel tank. 48 gallons. That's the largest fuel tank ever available on a Super Duty. Think about what that means for someone running a ranch in Montana or operating logging equipment in the Pacific Northwest. You're not stopping at gas stations every 200 miles. You're working all day, covering serious ground, and you've got the range to do it. Now let's talk about something that surprised almost everyone in the truck world. For 2027, Ford is bringing platinum trim to the chassis cab models. First, let me explain what a chassis cab is for anyone unfamiliar. A chassis cab is a truck sold without a factory cargo bed. Instead, it has a flat frame behind the cab where a custom body can be installed. These are the trucks that become ambulances, flatbed tow trucks, delivery vehicles, dump trucks, and mobile workshops. The buyers are commercial fleets, emergency services, construction companies, and specialty upfitters. Traditionally, these trucks were ordered in base trim because nobody cared what the interior looked like. You were buying them for the frame, the axles, and the powertrain. But something shifted in recent years. A new type of buyer emerged, high-end overlanders building luxury off-road camper rigs on Super Duty platforms. Race teams building six-figure hauler trucks to tow their vehicles across the country. Premium horse trailer owners who spend more on their trailer than most people spend on a house. These buyers wanted the chassis cab platform for its versatility, but they also wanted to sit in something that didn't feel like a work truck. They wanted heated massaging seats, premium leather, a heated steering wheel, the 12-inch Sync 4 infotainment touchscreen, a power tailgate, body color grille, and front bumper, and Ford heard them. For 2027, the Platinum trim is now available on the F350, F450, and F550 chassis cab models. You can now order a fully loaded, leather-wrapped, massaging seat luxury interior on a platform that can accept any commercial body upfit you need. It sounds almost contradictory until you see who's actually asking for it. And then it makes complete sense. And then there's the collaboration that nobody saw coming. The 2027 Ford Super Duty Carhartt package. For those who don't know, Carhartt is the iconic American workwear brand that has outfitted farmers, construction workers, and laborers for over 100 years. The duck cloth jackets, the double knee pants, the bib overalls. If you've ever been on a construction site, a ranch, or a lumberyard in America, you've seen Carhartt. What most people don't know is that the relationship between Ford and Carhartt goes back to the 1920s when Carhartt produced workwear specifically for Ford factory employees. This collaboration isn't corporate marketing. It's a revival of a century-old partnership between two brands that built their reputations the same way, by serving people who work for a living. The 2027 Super Duty Carhartt package is available on the XLT Crew Cab and comes in at $4,195. For that, you get a completely unique truck. On the outside, a custom dark-painted grille, body color bumpers, off-road running boards, and Carhartt graphics on the fender vents, doors, and tailgate. Unique 20-inch wheels with a design that was literally inspired by the manhole covers outside the Carhartt store in downtown Detroit. Wrapped in all-terrain tires. A tough bed with a Carhartt-branded spray and bed liner. LED lights throughout including roof markers, clearance lamps, and fog lamps. 6 color options including the brand new Neptune Blue exclusive to the 2027 model year. And on the inside, this is where it gets truly special. Instead of following the industry trend toward fragile leather and glossy trim pieces that look nice in a showroom, but get destroyed the moment you put a work truck to actual work, Ford and Carhartt went the opposite direction. The seats are wrapped in material inspired by Carhartt's signature duck canvas, the same heavy-duty, water-resistant fabric that Carhartt's workers have relied on for over 100 years. Triple-stitch seaming detail on every seat surface. Carhartt logos on the headrests and map pockets. All-weather floor mats with the Carhartt brand mark. This interior is designed to be beaten, scratched, muddy, wet, and still look intentional. Because the people buying this truck are not trying to keep it pristine, they're trying to use it. Deliveries start in fall of 2026, and order books opened on May 8th. Now let me step back and give you the deeper analysis of what's actually happening here. Because these changes aren't just spec updates. They represent a fundamental shift in how Ford is thinking about the Super Duty. For years, the truck market has been pushing toward luxury. Bigger screens, softer rides, fancier materials, and buyers have been willing to pay for it. But there's a growing tension in the heavy-duty segment. The buyers who actually need these trucks for real commercial applications feel like they're being left behind. They don't want massaging seats. They want capability. They want durability. They want a truck that works as hard as they do. And the buyers who want luxury in a heavy-duty platform feel like they're being forced to choose between comfort and capability. Ford's 2027 updates are an attempt to serve both of these groups simultaneously without compromising either. The XL Off-Road 35 package serves the worker who needs capability without luxury pricing or flashy branding. The Platinum Chassis Cab serves the enthusiast who wants ultimate luxury on a maximum capability platform. The Tremor Expansion serves everyone in between who wants proven off-road hardware at a more accessible price point. And the Carhartt package serves the brand-loyal, work-first buyer who wants their truck to look like it belongs on a job site, not a dealer's showroom floor. There is a clear philosophy behind all of these decisions, and it was shaped by real customer feedback, not by marketing research or industry trend reports. Ford went to the people actually using these trucks. They asked hard questions, they listened carefully, and they built the answers into the 2027 lineup. Order banks opened in May of 2026. Pricing on most configurations is yet to be announced, though the base F250 XLT 4x4 starts at around $60,000. And the generation after this one is expected to bring an extended range electric powertrain when the 6th generation Super Duty arrives as a 2029 model. But that's a conversation for another video. What we know right now is that the 2027 Ford Super Duty is one of the most comprehensively updated heavy-duty trucks Ford has ever offered. More capability at lower price points, more luxury at higher weight ratings, more configurations, more combinations, and more real-world versatility than any Super Duty before it. And it all came from listening to the people who actually work for a living. If you're in the market for a heavy-duty truck or you just love watching the American truck industry evolve, drop a comment below telling me which 2027 Super Duty configuration caught your attention the most. The Tremor long bed, the Platinum Chassis Cab, or are you ordering the Carhartt package? Let's talk trucks. And if you want to be the first to know when we cover pricing, full specs, and real-world reviews of the 2027 Super Duty, make sure you're subscribed and have that bell notification turned on. I'll see you in the next one.